Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. This is a bit of a workshop update. Things have been really busy for me at the moment. Well, since Christmas really. Work has been, day job that is, has been incredibly busy. And I've not had a lot of time to come in here and work on my projects. So I just thought I'd catch you up with what I have been doing and the little bits that I've got done. And introduce a few changes around the place. The first change is that hopefully you can hear me because we're filming on a new camera now, and we've got one of these fancy lapel mics. So we've got that rigged up and running. So hopefully the quality of the videos will be better. I'm not saying the content will be better, but hopefully the filming quality will be better. Over here in the vise, there is a frame, and it's a black frame as opposed to a red frame, which was the last time you saw a frame in the vise. That D5 frame that I was going to use for Project Stopgap, which is our next project, was going to be a D5, D10 hybrid green lane bike. I just found too many problems with that frame. When I was working down here in the lower frame tube, it had been hacked and welded, and there was all kinds of nasty bits and pieces that I really wasn't happy with. So I decided that I'd look for another frame. And one of my suppliers, somebody that I've bought quite a few bits and pieces off over the past few months, came up with this D3 in really, really good condition. So I got the frame, the rear loop and the swinging arm for quite a reasonable price actually. And the frame numbers are good. It's perfectly straight. I've been all over it measuring things, and it's straight as a die. So we've got a better basis for Project Stopgap, which I'm still going to call it that, even though the D3 was a 2-year model as opposed to the D5 as a 1-year model. So this is a 1957 frame. It was originally a maroon D3, and it started its life in Cornwall. It was sent from BSA to a dealer in Cornwall, and that's according to Tim, who's our super machine dating officer over at the BSA club. So we've got some details. We know that it's the factory records exist, so we'll be able to get it registered and get a number plate for it. If you don't live in the UK, you maybe don't understand the UK registration laws. A machine like this that has basically dropped off the system will have to be re-registered. But as long as we don't do any major modifications to the frame itself, we'll be able to get what's called an age-related plate. So they'll take the frame number, they'll take a certificate from the club to say that this was definitely manufactured in 1957. They'll look at photographs and all the rest of it, and then they will issue us with a 1957 registration number. So that's the plan anyway for this bike, so that we will be able to ride it on the road eventually. So this is going to be our the backbone of our project now. The D5 frame, as I say, it was just, there was, you know, when you find one problem after another, and you just think, you know what, this is getting to be too many little things that we've got to fix. Well, not little things, you know, fairly major things. Sometimes cut your losses and start again. So that's what we've done. So that is our frame. Over here on the bench, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer actually, because I think you'll find that it'll be easier for you to see. Let me just stop the film. Right, so over at the bench, looking at the forks that we're going to use on our Project Stopgap. I'm not sure if I've shown you these before, I might have done. These are B175 Bushman forks, often referred to as Bantam heavyweight forks. And this style of fork was fitted to quite a few of the later models, D10 Sports, B175, and the Bushman models. And it's a bit stronger, a bit more sturdy than the earlier forks, the D3 through to D7 forks, which were quite spindly really, not really suitable for bashing around off-road. So these should do us quite well, I think. And here's the lower yoke, and I've already been working at this. I've removed the lower bearing cup because we're not going to use the ball bearings that were originally fitted to these for a number of reasons. First of all, I hate putting the little ball bearings in because my fingers aren't very sensitive anymore. I've riveted together too many helicopters, and I can't really feel my fingertips. And also the alternative, which is taper rollers, a much more modern upgrade, really, a better alternative. So that's what we're going to use. But obviously, it's not as easy as that. We've got some work to do. Thankfully, these inner races will fit quite nicely onto the stem. The larger portion here at the bottom of the stem is just right. But up here, we're going to need to make a top hat type affair to take up the distance. And then also, let me just move you again to show you where the outer races fit. So we're looking at the steering head tube on the frame now, and hopefully you can see me offering up the outer race, and it just won't go in. It is just a fraction too big. But I've got a plan for that. Good old Charlie Prescott over at the BSA Otter website has made up tooling to swage these, and I think he swaged them down to fit smaller bearings. I can't remember what forks he uses. I think he uses I can't remember. It'll come to me. Anyway, he uses quite a popular fork for trials use, much lighter forks. But I think we can probably open these out with a very similar process and make some swaging tooling just to open these out, just a fraction, so that we can get those bearings in. So I think we'll be talking to Charlie at some point and getting some advice from him. This lug here will have to go because that's going to stop it from moving. But I don't consider that to be a major departure, really, from the original frame. We're not going to need a steering lock on this bike, I don't think. So I think that can go. We can clean all this area up. We can make some tooling that will press into here, fit over here, and basically keep it all parallel, but swage it out as we do so. We've got the D5 frame, which we can practice on, so we don't mess up our nice, lovely, straight D3 frame. So we've got time, and we can have a go at it. So that's the plan. Let me show you something else. So I just wanted to show you how good the D7 looks with its new seat. And we're considering this bike done now, although I haven't ridden it, so it might need a little bit more work, a little bit more setup. But yeah, really, it's complete, and the seat's absolutely fantastic. It's really in keeping with the rest of the bike. I did a little repair on the underside. I used 2 plates bonded and riveted rather than risk taking this seat cover off and potentially ruining it. I didn't want to do that. So I did the most sort of least invasive repair that I could, and it's absolutely solid. It isn't going anywhere, and it looks fantastic. So thanks again, Phil, for sending that. As you can see, it's been put to good use. Like I say, I did film it, but the audio quality, as you know, many of you have sort of told me before, filming on my old device, the audio quality was terrible, and I couldn't in all conscience put it out for you to suffer. So that went in the bin, unfortunately. But as you can see, it's done, and we do need to get this bike out on the road at some point, hopefully when the weather picks up, and see how it goes, because having a motorbike sitting here and not riding it is, you know, well, you know yourselves, you just want to give it a go and see how it rides. But I've got one more thing to show you before we close out this this catch-up video, so bear with me. I'm going to move you again. So last little bit of the update. Here we are looking at the milling machine and As you can see, I've been using it. There's a milling cutter in there, so I'll watch my hands on that, because knowing my luck, I'll tear myself apart as I'm showing you the machine. Obvious change since the last time you saw it is this piece here, and this is a little project I did over the Christmas break, a razor block, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, because obviously this green piece here originally sat here, and so the head was a lot lower down. I decided that this would be right at the limit of my lathe's capacity, and I just had so much on over the Christmas period that I decided to farm it out. I approached John Mills over at the Double Boost channel, because he's got one fitted to his machine, slightly taller than this actually. He's made a longer lead screw to compensate. So I contacted John. I said, John, would you fancy having a go at it for me? And he very kindly agreed. And so over the Christmas period, this thing arrived and was duly fitted to the machine. And we've now got about an extra 4 inches of head height, which will make all the difference, particularly when we want to do the D10 engine cases. We'll be able to get them under here a lot easier. You're sort of right at the limit of the knees travel, really, trying to get taller items in. So quite a common upgrade for the VMC 626 range of machines, and these machines are sold by many different companies, painted different colours, but probably all made in the same place, I would think. But yeah, very happy with it. So thanks very much, John. That's capability increased and made the machine just that little bit more useful. So that's the last bit of the update. Right, there we go, guys. Just a quick update, really, of everything that's been going on and hopefully will be going on. As I say, work, the day job has been relentless, certainly since I got back after Christmas. And yeah, I don't know when we're going to get a break from this particularly busy period that we're in. Hopefully, we'll get out here and do some of the fun stuff, make some videos, and bring some of this stuff that I've been talking about to yourselves. I will leave you with a couple of still photographs. First one is period shot of trials bike in use in the late 50s. I mentioned it before, I think. D3 based bike ridden by Irene Draper. Irene was the sister of Johnny Draper, who was a Works BSA rider. She later married Jeff Smith, who was a world champion back in his day. But Irene was a very accomplished trials rider in her own right, competed on quite a few club events, as far as I can find out, back in the late 50s and possibly early 60s. This photograph, it really kind of captures what we're trying to achieve with Project Stopgap, or a theme of what we're trying to achieve anyway. So I hope that you enjoy seeing that. And then the other image is a bit of a mock-up that I did with all the bits that I've sort of gathered together at the moment, minus the forks, of what this bike could kind of look like. So it was inspiring for me to just put the bits together and stand back and look at it. So hopefully you'll enjoy seeing that as well. Until the next video, thanks very much indeed. New subscribers that have come along, thank you very much. To those of you that have been with me for a while now, hugely appreciated you sticking with me. And yeah, looking forward to making more videos and doing more of this stuff. So until I see you next time, mind how you go. Bye for now.